Hello all. In this video, I'll be going over piecoin. Piecoin went through a fork, and pretty much when you go through a fork, you have to create a new blockchain. And the reason that they did a fork is that they wanted to add new features to their coin. And one of the features that they added to the coin is a masternode. Okay, so let me look at my notes here. Basically, a masternode is extra security and verification on a coin's network. So a couple of things let me point out as well with masternode. Now I have other videos to where I talked about staking. Staking is a way that you get rewards on a coin's network. You have a certain amount of coins, then you get a certain percentage, a certain stake to for verification on that network. So you stake a certain amount of coins and you get a certain amount of rewards for doing that. So basically, a masternode is a step above staking. Because with a masternode, what happens is that you actually have an X amount of coins. Now there's actually a site called masternodepro.com, masternodes.pro. Sorry, it's masternodes.pro. And basically, what you'll see there is that you'll see the different masternodes, all the coins that have a masternode. Now you'll notice that some coins will have different quantities. Not every coin has the same amount of quantity to be a masternode. Some coins are 1,000, some coins are 5,000, some coins are 20,000, 25,000, 50,000, 100,000. It depends, whatever they wanted to set up. This coin is actually 25,000 to be a masternode. You need 25,000 coins. All right. So I pointed that out to you. So I also mentioned to you that masternode is actually a step above staking. Just having a wallet and staking on that wallet. So that's one of the beauties of being a masternode, that you actually get a higher reward when you're a masternode as far as the coin returns. And two, basically what it's going to show you on that masternodes.pro website, there's actually a return on your investment when you have a masternode, ROI. Then you say, okay, now what do you mean by return on your investment? What are you talking about? I got a wallet, I'm a masternode. Because what happens is that you're getting a certain amount of coins as a reward. Now, those coins, what you could do with those coins is that the value of those coins actually increase, because the more masternodes actually on the network, the more coins are being, how do you say, what's the word, reserved. Those coins are actually locked into that masternode. So you're not necessarily trading those coins or dumping those coins or things of that nature. So that's one of the beauties of having a masternode. You're more committed to that particular coin. So you're not easily trading it or what have you and things of that nature. And one of the things that I pointed out in another video is that you have Dash. Dash is a good example of a masternode coin, and the value of that masternode increased to a very high figure. The first masternode, a Dash masternode, was $1,000. Now it's up to $300,000. As a matter of fact, let me double check that here. Masternodepro.com. Masternode Pro should be right here. Yeah, it's best to actually show you. Yeah, this is actually a list of all the masternodes, and that was that website is masternodes.pro. So these are a list of all the masternodes coins. Let me see, Syndicate. Daz is also a masternode. Let's see here, and let me point that out to you that there's another website that actually has the same name. This is actually a legitimate coin. This is an X11 coin. This is the real coin. That other Daz coin is some kind of marketing tool. This is a totally different system here. So that if you ever doing a searching around for Daz and you get a hit, then it looks like a totally different symbol. As a matter of fact, if you go here, Daz coin. This is not the real Daz. Basically, another way that you could do is actually track down what's going on is that you go to market cap and say, for example, if you put in Daz, this is the real Daz here. This is the Daz, and as you can see, this is the website that's trading for 20 cents. You click website, DAS, decentralized and secure digital currency. This is a completely different one from this one here. This is some kind of marketing thing. If you go to here, you'll always see this commercial that keeps looping. It's some kind of marketing tool. So I'm not exactly sure what this one is all about. So this is this is not related to this one. This coin has actually been around for a period of time. As you see here, they do it all the time. Well, actually 2017. Yeah, 2017. Sorry, it came out in July 2017. I could have sworn it was longer, but anyway, But yeah, this is actually a real coin. This is an X11 coin. So yeah, just like Dash, Dash is also an X11 coin. So yeah, this one, I'm not sure what's going on with this one. Maybe they eventually going to get a coin or what have you. I don't know. But yes, so I just want to kind of point that out to you. So that's Dash, and this is their website, and that's the wallet. Let's see what else this Dash. Yeah, I told you about the feature algorithm X11. Yeah, and it's actually this DAS here is actually a fork of the real Dash. So basically, this is a fork of Dash, the DAS right here. And DAS stands for decentralized, decentralized and secure. That's what DAS stands for. It's supposed to be another digital currency, but that's basically what that is. So yeah, sorry to go off on a different track there, but I just wanted to point that out because I saw somebody made a video and they were like, "Oh, this guy's here." If you go to the website, I was like, "Oh no, pump your brakes, buddy. No, it's a completely different animal right there. This is not the same DAS." And the thing is too, you know what it is though. I know when it comes to checking something and researching, that happens because when I was first looking around for this DAS, I did the same thing. I popped up on this and I did YouTube searches and things like that. I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? This doesn't look like a coin. What is this thing here? And then I dug a little deeper, and then that's when I found the real DAS. That's that one right here, and that's the specs on it right there. So basically, you can check it out for yourself. So I just kind of wanted to make that distinction because a lot of times too, you do have a lot of because there's a lot of scams going on now in cryptocurrency. So you got to be careful. You don't want to be investing in the wrong thing or buying the wrong coin and things of that nature. But basically, just want to point that out to you. And look, even this DAS here, you can do CPU, GPU mining, and ASIC mining, they call it. That's real good. That's pretty cool. So you got a lot of features that you can do with this coin. Anyway, sorry to go off a different tangent there and a different channel, but basically just wanted to point that out to you. So basically, I pointed out to you as far as let's bring up the wallet. Is the wallet up? Oh, here's the wallet. As far as the piecoin forked, and the reason they forked, just like DAS forked, piecoin forked into pieX, and the reason they forked is because they wanted to add features. One of the features that they wanted to add was a masternode feature. So yeah, I did a long way around just to say that. Sorry. But that's basically a long way around just to say that they added a masternode feature. But as you can tell, it's a process. It's not a 1, 2, 3 thing where you just click and boom, you're a masternode. There's a developer that's involved. A new blockchain has to be created, and those features have to be added to the blockchain. So just to kind of stress that point to you guys. All right. So another thing too, and I told you the difference between just staking and a masternode, that you get a higher reward when you're a masternode. Okay, so I stress that point to you as well too. Feature coming. Okay, and another feature that's coming soon. Another feature that's coming soon is a social send. This is one of the reasons that I invested in the coin because of the masternode feature and the social send. And basically with the social send, I was able to see a screenshot of it. Now, basically, the way it's going to work is that, say, for example, you have your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram, and say your friends on the other side, your buddies on the other side, and you want to send he or she, $20 or what have you. Right there on the app is going to be a option to the way you can just send them, $20 worth of piecoin, which is really cool. Now, the thing is, too, you say, well, wait a minute. Okay, they got $20 worth of piecoin on theirs. They get that. What are they going to do with that? Okay, well, what they could do with it, they could trade it. They could stake it. They could, for example, they could use another product like 10x. 10x is a multi-cryptocurrency debit card. they could actually now attach it to their 10x card and actually spend it in the real world as a fiat. So that's one of the things with the piecoin, with the piecoin X, with that social send. Now the coin has a purpose. As you may notice that a lot of these coins, there's certain things you could do with them, but you say to yourself, okay, how about a purpose? What does it do in the real world? What can I do with it, or how can I really interact with it on a daily basis? Piecoin came up with that solution. They said, okay, let's make our coin part of the social environment, to where you're on your Twitter, you're on your Facebook, things of that nature. So now you're able to use it right there when you're on your Twitter, and you're tweeting your friend or your buddy or what have you, your family member, and you want to send them some money or what have you. Boom, you can do it right there. So that's basically what that feature is for, the social send. And let's see what else. So we talked about that. Let me see, purpose of coin. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it. There's more details I could go to, but let's just get to the instructions because I don't want the video to run too long. All right, so basically with the to set up a masternode, there's a member in they have a Discord group, and it's a real cool group, very friendly, a lot of joy, a lot of laughter, people kidding around, all that kind of stuff. So it's a real cool group. So basically, there's a person in the group that actually made these Windows instructions. Now the thing is, what's really cool that you'll see a lot of times too, that these masternodes instructions are in Linux, but you got to keep in mind too, there's a lot of people that use Windows. 95% of desktops are Windows desktops, even in corporate America, and in regular society. So, excuse me one second. Sorry. Right. So basically, also, there's a lot of desktops. They have 95% of the desktops. Even I think the number is even higher. It might even be 97%. So it's very good to have instructions for the Windows users. That way, they can step through these instructions and set up their masternodes. So, and the thing is too, once you see the instructions, you'll see how easy it is. It's a couple of files and like 3 commands. It's really easy. All right, so let's step through the instructions. All right. So I'm just going to be using those same instructions that I got from that the person made. He actually made it on Steemit. He's actually a Steemit member as well as the Discord. Okay, so the first step is going to be downloading the wallet from the website. I'll put this link in the description. So you're going to download the wallet. Then you're going to wait for it to sync. So basically, you're going to have your wallet here. You're going to wait for the wallet to sync. You'll see down here it's going to be well, this is really purple or this lavender? I really can't tell. It looks lavender. No, that's purple. We'll go with purple. So it's going to be purple. You're going to see the bar going across the bottom of the wallet here. All right. So once you download the wallet, and you have to make sure it is synchronizing. Once that complete, what the next step you're going to do is you're going to encrypt the wallet. And it's going to ask you for a password. It's going to be 10 characters. You put the password in. It's going to restart. And boom, your wallet's encrypted. So yeah, the encrypting process is really easy. So then your wallet's encrypted. Then you start back up the wallet, unlock the wallet. And that takes care of the encryption part. All right? All right. Let's see. All right, so the next step you're going to do is when the wallet... it's open back up, and you're gonna see the little locks here. It's just like just like the rest of the other wallets that you worked with before, or if you're new to it. Okay, this is basically what you're gonna normally see. You'll see on this corner here. You'll see if the wallet is locked or unlocked. You'll see if you're staking or not staking, and you see if you're connected to the network. And the check mark tells you if you're finished syncing. All right, so that's a feature right there. So let's see what else. All right, yes, let's just go to the Masternode feature because you'll be able to ask me questions in the comment section and all that good stuff. All right, so you're going to do generate Masternode private key. So basically, you're going to click on tools, then you're going to click on debug, and then tools, debug, and then you're going to type in the command. Showed it right here. So yeah, basically what I haven't showed you that next window, but if the window will pop up and you'll just see the copy and paste these commands in there. It's just going to be masternode gen key. Now all this information here, these keys, these hashes, I edited all of this for security reasons or just privacy reasons or just because I wanted to. Anyway, so you're going to do masternode gen key. That's going to be the command. Then you're going to get that output. Then your next step is going to be get account address. Then right here where you see this MXPX1, you're going to create your own name there for your masternode. You could call it, I don't know, masternode one. It depends. You want to do a long name. I just do a short name so I can do a quick reference. So you could call it, the example here says my masternode. You call it that if you want to, but it's any unique name. So a name that you recognize. So it's going to give you a key as well too. And as you can notice that the key is longer than that, shorter than the top key. So that's like a reference for you. And if this is also edited because this top key, this masternode gen key, this is actually your private key. So that's the reason I edited it, because you don't want everybody to know what your private key is. And this address here, this is also the address from your wallet. This is also something you don't want anybody to know. So all this information is edited. I was going to do the video where I step through it and then reverse everything and do it again, but this way is just as good. Because the step that I told you about as far as the tools, debug, it's real easy. You're just copying and pasting those commands into your into that window. It's real easy. Believe me, anybody could do it. It's not, the window setup is really easy. All right. So now we did the we did a get account address and we gave it a name. All right. Step 5. Okay. Now this is the part where you're going to go to send. You're just going to click send on the wallet. You're going to pick up this address here. This address that you hear, this account address here. Pick it up and copy it and paste it here. And you're going to notice when you paste it in there, the name that you created when you did this whole command, get account address, the name that you gave it, it's going to pop up. That name is going to automatically populate in that field. The reason why, because now the wallet already knows that field because you attached that name to that address. Okay? And here you're going to put in exactly 25,000 piecoin. Exactly. Now, take in mind, you're going to see a message where it says, there's some kind of transaction fee. Don't worry about it, because say you have 30,000 piecoin. When you do your 25, it's going to subtract the fee from the balance. Good. So that's pretty straightforward. All right. Let's see here. So the next step now, we're going to edit some files. Now you're going to browse to this location in your piecoin. All right, let's stretch this out. All right, now basically with the piecoin, the folder, let me see so you can see this better. You can actually blow it up over here. Let's do this right here. See right here, you're gonna have C:\users / your computer name or your computer profile. It's gonna be a unique name. You might have named your computer, Jack computer or what have you. But basically, it's just a path in Windows. So C:\users / your profile computer name, app data / roaming / piex. All right. So that's where the action is gonna happen. So basically, we're gonna be working with two files. Now the direction says the masternode.conf. I made an example here. In the masternode.conf, I double click to open it up. And you may just have to open it up with Notepad. But basically in that, where are we? Okay, now in that folder, you're going to see the example is there for you. Because that's really cool how they did that. So the example is there for you. Right? See, the example is above. you're going to give the, take this example here. It's going to be your masternode name that you created. This is going to be your outside IP address. Then you said, okay, how do I get my outside IP address? You just do, you go to a browser and you can just do what's my IP. Just type that in, what's my IP, and that'll give you your outside IP address. Now, take in mind, you need a static IP. Now, the thing is, too, what I've noticed with like Comcast, Xfinity, it's supposed to be a dynamic IP, but I've noticed that I've had the same IP for what 8-9 years. So basically, you can still do this setup. And the thing is too, if the IP address does happen to change, you can actually go back to this file and actually edit it right here. So basically, it's your outside IP. The port is going to be the port is actually 53472, right? And that masternode gen key, which is right here, that key right there, you're just going to copy and paste that key right there where you see that. Then one space, then your masternode output is the other command that we didn't do yet. Masternode output. Masternode output. Did I skip that step? I might have skipped that step. Debug transaction. Masternode outputs. Okay, I'm sorry. I skipped one step. I skipped. All right. So after you did your address, so you did your gen key, you did your address. There's one more command. Totally sorry. Your next command in that debug window. Remember I told you about that debug window. Tools debug. Remember here, tools and debug console. You're also going to type in the command. You're going to type in the command masternode space outputs. That's going to give you a long hash that you see here. This has also been edited for privacy. So basically, you're going to have this long command. Now, the thing is, when you're pasting this, you're not pasting this whole thing in there. You're only going to do that long number. If you actually see the example here, you're going to do that long thing here. You're only going to pick this up. You're only picking up this right here. And then you're going to do space and then put a 0 or whatever the number is. All right? So if I stretch this out, you might be able to see it, but if I stretch it out. Yeah, see, if I stretch it out, you see the example? That's how it's going to actually look. So it's going to be your masternode name, your public IP, the port that I mentioned to you before. Don't worry, that information is going to be in the description with the link. Then it's going to be that your masternode gen key, and then it's going to be space, and then it's going to be your output. As a matter of fact, it even tells you here the format. It tells you alias, IP, port, masternode private key, which is your gen key, and the collateral output text ID, and that collateral output index. That 0 is the index. That's what actually telling you your index at a particular location. So that's basically what that's all about. Okay, so we did that. What we're going to do is close that. Then the next step, so we did all that in the masternode gen key. So now we're going to do the wallet configuration. Now the wallet configuration, you go to Tools, Open Wallet Configuration, which is here. Open Wallet Configuration, and you're just going to drop all that information in here. And the information that you're going to drop in here is going to be this one. Information you're going to drop in here is going to be this. Your staking. This information is going to be in the link. It's going to be staking. Any name, example, pxuser25. So where it says that RPC user equal, you could give it any name that you want to give it. Then the RPC password equal, that's your wallet password. Remember we created that wallet password in the beginning? It came right back. So there we go. We're going to use that to put in this file. The next step is inside IP address. So you just do an IP config in your in a DOS prompt and do an IP config to get your inside IP address. All this other information is the same. And don't worry, all this example is going to be in the link. So I'm just basically stepping through it. Then your external IP address, outside IP address, bind equal your inside IP address, and masternode address equal outside IP address, and that port I told you about, and the private key, your masternode gen key. So that's pretty straightforward. So that's what's going to be in that file. So we go ahead and close that. And what you can do too is, for example, you notice how you have this masternode.conf, and I made this masternode underscore example. What you could do is create a file called masternode.conf dash underscore new. Then you could actually put the information in that file. Then what you could do with your the original file is rename, close the wallet, rename that old, and then the one that you had as new, take that new extension off of there, and then now that becomes masternode.conf. You understand? So basically, what you're doing is just creating uh, a temporary file to use for that process, and then you're going to actually to switch the files. That's basically what that's going on. And you can try to do the same thing for the pi.conf, but the piex.conf is created when you did that process here, that tools open wallet configuration. That's created there. But you could also step ahead and create that file here with the same extension, and then create the information and call it underscore new, and then drop that information in there. And the reason you do that is because in case you need to flip it back. That way you can flip it back to whatever it is in case you're having problems. Because there's times too when you say you're doing it and you're having problems and you're like, oh, I can't stop my wallet, blah blah blah. You can actually just switch it back by creating um, a separate file. So that's basically what that's all about. All right, so basically you drop that information in the file. The next step, what you're gonna do is stop the wallet, or just shut the wallet down. Then restart the wallet. Then you're gonna go under Mastnodes, click on Start Missing. So now you at the Mastnodes tab, which is really cool. Then you're just gonna click on Start Missing. Then you get, are you sure you want to start the missing mastnode? You click yes. Bam, successfully started 0 mastnodes, failed to start 0, total 0. Because it's already started. So if it wasn't started, then it will say missing. Then you'll get that information as far as started, enabled. So basically it's supposed to say enabled. This is when you know you're in great shape because it says enabled. All right, then you can do start missing, or if you have multiple ones, because some people have multiple masternodes. Some people may have 3, some have 4. So basically, you'll just do start all. You can do start all or start missing. Then another step too, to where you can see the you can see the masternode list. You could actually go back to that same debug. You'll see a lot of things that are going on in debug, because it's a place where you can just type in commands. One of the commands that you could do to type in is open debug console, type masternode list all together. So let's type in MASTRNODELIST, and then you look for your public key and your address, and status should say enabled. And that's basically what's going on with that. And then I believe you should be able to see, no, well, basically you'll be able to see that your public key if you wanted to see that. So that's basically what that's all about. But as you can see, it's also here. So yeah, that debug step there, anyway, yeah, he had that in instructions, but basically you can see what's going on here. You can see your outside IP address. Now take in mind here too, I'm going to change all this information later. So for privacy and security, you don't want your public IP address out there like that. So all this information I'm going to change later. So it's not like I'm going to just leave it the way it is. All right. And that's your public key. And now your private key is private because it's just private. And that's pretty much it. So as you can see, most of that, let's go back to overview. If you're getting this, let me see, this is unlocked. Currently locked. That status should change. Settings, unlock. Yeah, that status right here in the bottom right corner, that'll change. The wallet will go unlocked, and then you'll see that that check that you had before. Boom, see it changed. Right. So anytime you do that masternode, any kind of do it has to check and do a refresh of the masternode information. It'll change that status on the bottom right corner. Well, that's about it. But basically, I'm going to leave the links in the in the description section, the Discord information and things like that as well too. But as I mentioned to you before, those are the things that make a coin more how do you say it? Good investment. That make it a good investment is the masternode feature. Plus, this coin is going to also have the social send. So those are two pluses right there. All right. So appreciate you guys for watching the video, and please remember to like and to subscribe. And that's pretty much it. You guys enjoy your weekend.